So let's talk about the project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to act like a simulation, which is actually one of our standards, where you simulate that you are an expert in culture. So this is not just something I dreamed up. This is actually a job. My brother, who works for a major soft drink company, shall we say, actually works with people in this position. He hires people who are culture experts to come in and be experts on how to market to a certain group. Okay, so let's talk about commercials. So when they're doing like a high-end, expensive furniture commercial, you probably just turn it off because that doesn't reach you, okay? So they're not trying to reach you. They're trying to reach maybe your grandparents after they retire, or they're trying to reach, for example, we've all seen those commercials with like the Crazy Eddie's car lot. Come on down here, we're going to make you a deal. That's actually trying to reach a certain group, a certain population, and this group has done research on them where this type of commercial actually works. You're probably going to turn off like, wow, who would go down there to Crazy Eddie's car lot being yelled at? Well, there are people that respond to that. We're going to look at aspects of Hispanic culture, and you're going to simulate that you are a culture expert because you could actually get this job. There are graduate degrees in this from many universities, degrees where you can market, where you learn about different ethnicities and groups like that, where different age groups where you can be an expert. So a big company might not want to hire you full time, but that's okay. You can go around to different companies, and work on your own and just be a culture expert. So this is actually a job that you might be interested in. You wouldn't have to know Spanish. You could actually just be an expert on the culture. Now, so Tuesday there's reading. Now you would ask, like, why are we doing a little bit of reading first? And there's an 8-question quiz on this reading. Why would we do this? Well, this is actually an interesting study that I heard about on the news where they, as many of you will remember when the Affordable Health Care came out, the Affordable Health Care Act came out, many people call it Obamacare, the states had to sell it. It was their job to market it. And so it went terribly wrong in California to the point where they had to hire experts to come in and change their commercials, come in and change how they did business because their way just wasn't working. So I want you to read about that and know how it was done wrong and then how it was done right and how it was successful. This is going to help you do a better job on the project. This is just part of the reading, part of the reading, part of the reading, part of the reading. Okay, so then when you get to Wednesday, that's where you're doing your project. You're doing your project on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. You will note that there is a due date on Thursday, and that's for you to turn in half of it. Just whatever you've got done, I'm expecting about half, just to make sure that you are getting started. Your parents will be notified if you are not getting it done, either Thursday or Friday or Monday. If you don't have PowerPoint on your phone or you don't have it on your computer at home, don't worry about that. Just text me on Remind and we'll work out a solution. Now, do you have to use PowerPoint? No. You could use Prezi. You could use Google Slides. You could use really any presentation that you want. In fact, if you wanted to just write down your notes and then record yourself explaining it to me, that would work great too. Bella, which is like a soap opera, when there are people in love, they're like, oh, like they're using all their body language and it's a fight. Oh my gosh, it's so much more fun to fight in Spanish. So, having an argument, you've seen this on TV. I want you to think about that as far as it comes across with body language. I had to take a test one time to see if I could enter a native speaker program at the university. And they actually gave me the test on the phone. Why? So they could cut out all the body language so that I would really have to know Spanish to be able to respond to them. And I would have no idea by looking at their face, by looking at their body language, what they were asking me. Body language and facial expressions really add a lot to that. And I want you to research that and tell me what you would put into your commercial. So you don't actually have to make a commercial at the end of this on Friday. You just have to give me 3 to 4 sentences about what your commercial would look like with 3 to 4 pictures on your slide about what, the background would look like, the environment, the setting, things like that, like the feeling, the atmosphere of your commercial. You can read through here and you can look at what I'm looking for. That's Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday, you're also going to look at these 3 links. You can look at any other links actually that you want. These are just the 3 best ones that I know of. I got most of my information from the Florida State website, so you can use any websites you want. If you have Hispanic neighbors or family, you can ask them and use them as a source. That's fine. I want you to look at these. I'm going to use orange juice as my example. Let's say I'm trying to market orange juice. I'm going to look at these links and I'm going to find out that in their culture, family is very important. And so the health and safety is just like number 1 importance. If you were to look at some other cultures, you might see money and prosperity as their number one priority, or you might see religion as their number one priority in other cultures. So let's look at orange juice. What would I do if I was selling orange juice? Well, I would make sure to explain how healthy it is. I would make sure to show the family thriving. I would make sure to explain why that brand has the best vitamins and it's the best for your health. I would make sure and show a mom or a dad pouring the orange juice for their kids. I would make sure and show that there were lots of family members around the table, maybe even for breakfast, because you're starting off your day right with these vitamins and this brand. I would show grandparents at the table and grandkids at the table. I would show, babies to 17-year-olds. I would show them all, maybe the grandmother explaining why vitamins are important, and then the mom explains why that brand is so full of the vitamins. Maybe I would cut to a shot at the end where they're all leaving for their day, maybe showing the kids making A's in school, maybe showing, somebody on the bus helping somebody, or maybe somebody at work making, huge, success at work, and they're all thriving because of this orange juice. And so that's the kind of thing that I want you to research in these links. And it's the ones I've given you are maybe 3 things out of the 40 here that are important for the culture. So this is a way for you to research the culture and kind of take this the direction you want, and actually maybe get a job in this one day. So let's look at the other things you can do. That was Wednesday, the researching. So Thursday, you're going to write down 10 to 15 sentences on 3 to 4 slides where you're going to explain this to me. You're going to pick a product. You're going to say, okay, oil changes, or I don't know, haircut, whatever you're trying to market. Contact lenses. And you're going to pick something and you're going to look at it according to these 3, and you're going to explain it to me according to these 3. Do not just cut and paste onto a PowerPoint and tell me, cut and paste what you think is important. No, I want you to say, well, according to these sites, I would look at orange juice this way, or I would look at contact lenses this way, or I'd look at Michelin tires, or whatever you're going, and you're going to go ahead and turn this in Thursday. That means you're going to turn in about half your project on Thursday. Does it need to look great? No. I just want to know that you're working on it. Okay, so let's go to Friday. What are you going to do Friday? You're going to actually turn in your project. It's going to be done. You are going to, the Friday, there's actually one slide that you're going to do on Friday, and that's where you tell me the setting, where you have the 3 or 4 pictures on your slide. You're going to tell me, the script of what mom says or what dad says. It really just needs to be 3 or 4 slides. It's like a summary. It's not super important. You don't need to write word for word. Just give me an idea, like I've given you an idea about the orange juice. So let's talk about, it says record yourself. So when I made this PowerPoint, I thought we were going to be getting back to school. Here's what we're going to do. If you go ahead and record yourself, then I will go ahead and give you a grade for your presentation. Now, how can you do that? Okay, so what I'm using right now is screencast-o-matic.com, and it's free. And you put the PowerPoint in the back, and you choose where you want yourself on the screen. It doesn't matter if you have ums or empty spaces or whatever on there. I'm not grading you on that. Okay, I'm just grading you on the information. Now, what if you don't have PowerPoint? Well, you could just write down your ideas, and you could record yourself on your phone explaining it. This is only going to be about a 4-minute presentation, and I'm not going to give you zeros if you don't turn it in. I'm just going to give you it's probably going to be, hopefully, everybody's passing, hopefully a bunch of A's if you do it. And so I'm not going to expect you to do this if you don't have a phone, or you don't have PowerPoint, or you don't have a way to record yourself, or your parents say, no, you're not downloading free Screencast-O-Matic. That's okay. You'll just present in class when you get back, or we'll find a way to do it. So don't stress out about this. So yes, you will get a grade if you go ahead and turn in your presentation to me on Canvas. Once again, 3 to 4 minute presentation, maybe 5, 6, I don't know. But if you don't do it, you will not get a 0, and you won't get a phone call. Now, you will get a phone call to your parents or a text if you don't turn in the PowerPoint by Friday. So I had a kid who did not have PowerPoint at that parent's house, but he said that he had it at another parent's house. So he just wrote all this down for me on Word and turned it in. That's great. Now when he gets to his parents' house his other parent's house on Monday, he's going to have PowerPoint. He's going to post it all in PowerPoint and turn it in again, which is totally fine. I love that. Work this out the way you can. I am not fussy. I just want you to know the information. That's why I'm okay with, looking at this in different ways. So will you present when we get back to class? if you don't present and turn it in to Canvas, yes. I'm not, as of today, I'm not going to show your PowerPoint. I'm not going to show your presentation to anyone. I'll probably ask you if it's okay to show your presentation, because I'll probably have 1 or 2 kids that do an amazing job. I'm not going to post it like online or anything for the world to see on my YouTube channel, promise. We'll just show it in class. And another way to do it is to not put your name on it, so that, if you want to put your name on it, that's fine. But if you want to be totally anonymous and I'll use this for years to come, that's fine too. So I promise, I'm not putting it on YouTube. I'm not putting it on anywhere like public or anything like that. So I would just be able to use this as an example for next year, or that we're using in class. I would not show it on Canvas or anything like that. So go ahead and text me if you have any questions. Bye!